Today on Spotlight, we'll be taking a look at the Ag Department's Centennial Celebration at Gibbs Ranch. We will be talking with the mayor of Huntsville and see a performance by the Gillette Brothers.
Since its inception in 1909, the Agriculture Department has grown to be one of the largest and the most important academic programs at our university. It is a program that we are very proud of from many perspectives. The student and faculty quality, the high quality of the curriculum and instruction, the focus on innovation, and the excellent research and external focus. In addition to those outstanding virtues and accomplishments, there is something else that characterizes this department, and that is the wonderfully positive relationship between the faculty and the students. I remember it being that way when I was a student here in the 1960s. I imagine that it was that way in the beginning 100 years ago, and it is certainly that way today. That great relationship in which faculty mentors and student protégés work closely in class and laboratory projects so often results in a great outcome. And this has been the case for many years with our agriculture program. This great atmosphere obviously does not just happen. It's the result of a group of faculty, students, and administrators who genuinely want to make it happen. And for that, we owe them a great debt of gratitude, because this department is truly special.
Thank you for joining us today for this special edition of Spotlight. I'm Brooke Bortz, and I'm here at Sam Houston State University's Gibbs Ranch. The Department of Agriculture and Industrial Sciences is celebrating 100 years with the university. There's a lot of great people here today that I hope to speak with, one of which will be Dr. James Gattner, president of the university. The Ag Department was established by Harry F. Estill in 1909. The mission was to educate students on new and modern techniques in farming and industrial trade. In 1918, Sam Houston was the only college in the U.S. approved as a vocational agriculture and manual arts training institution. $19,500 of federal money was granted to Sam Houston for agriculture, home economics, and manual arts courses. In 1943, the first master's degree in agriculture was awarded, and in 2004, the Agricultural Science and Industrial Technology programs were merged to become the Department of Agriculture and Industrial Sciences. In the last 100 years, the department has certified over 5,000 teachers in both agriculture and industrial education. In 1993, Sam Houston acquired Gibbs Ranch. It was originally owned and managed by Mr. W.S. Gibbs, a local businessman and rancher. The property was leased to local ranchers after his death. And in 1993, Miss Ruth Farrington Ferris, Gibbs' widow, deeded nearly 124-acre tract to Sam Houston. The remainder 1,459 acres was deeded to Sam Houston later that year. A renovation phase followed shortly after. Today, the cattle herds are the primary source of revenue. right, so I am here with the president of the university, Dr. James Gatner, and he was kind enough to do an interview with us. I'm going to ask him a few questions about why. I was going to ask you why you're here today, and I'm sure you're proud to be here. 100 years for the Ag Department. Tell me your feelings about that.
Well, Brooke, it's a great day for the Ag Department. It's a great day for the university. You know, the Ag Department has been an integral part of the university for 100 years now, and it's a large part of our university and a very high quality part of our university. And we're very proud of our Ag program. You know, I mentioned last night at our event that we're proud of them from many perspectives: the quality of the faculty and the students, the quality of the curriculum and the instruction, the external focus that they have, the good research that they do. But I think maybe even above all of that, I'm so proud of the relationship that the faculty and the students have in the Ag Department. It's just real special. They work together so well, and when they work together that well, there's some great outcomes. So we're very proud of that department.
Great. Now, have you had a chance to meet some of the people that are here today? I hear there's a professional bull rider here today. I'm not sure if he still rides. I'm getting ready to talk to him in a minute. But have you had a chance to meet him and maybe some of the other people that are here? The Gillette Brothers, I hear, are here. So have you had a chance to talk to any of them?
Well, I talked with the Gillette Brothers. They've been at other events here at Sam Houston, and so we kind of know them. And so, yes, I've talked with them. I haven't met the bull rider. Like to do that, admire people who have enough courage to do something like that. But, you know, we were talking about this at the table. You know, it's just a feeling of almost family here. You know, the people who graduated in the 1950s and the current students, you know, all the way from, you know, way back 40s, 50s to current students. It's just a feeling of family. And so it's just fun to visit with anybody. You know, everybody's been so gracious, and it's just been a fun morning.
Great. And just my last question for you, I was curious, the changes you've seen at Sam Houston since you've been here from an undergrad. You got your bachelor's here and your master's as well, right? You got your PhD at A&M, I hear. Okay, but then you came back and you're president now. So the changes you've seen throughout those years, tell me about that a little bit.
Sure. Well, you know, that's a really good question. You know, I think you need to kind of divide it up into two categories. You know, number one, from the time I got here, which is 1961 until now, I was a freshman here in '61, there have been a lot of things that have changed, but there have been a lot of things that are still the same. You know, I think one of the things that's the same, and people feel this way really just across the board, our focus on the student, you know, wanting to see the student succeed. We want to have smaller class sizes. We want to have professors that get to know the students and work with the students. That focus on the student and the friendliness of the campus is something that hasn't changed much at all. Another thing that really I think hasn't changed much but has been enhanced greatly is the quality of the academics at Sam Houston State. You know, we had a wonderful university in 1961, but, you know, now we're a very sophisticated university. We have almost 17,000 students. We have a number of doctoral programs. We're a Carnegie doctoral research institution, puts us in the top 7% in the United States. We are a high-quality academic institution, and that has I think, been enhanced substantially throughout the years. You know, not just since 1961 and now, but from our beginning until now. And another thing that I think is similar but has been enhanced, and that's the beauty of the campus. You know, I know I'm biased, but I just feel very strongly we have the prettiest campus in the state of Texas. So, you know, it was pretty when I was here, and I came back as a visitor in the 1980s and thought, oh my goodness, just look at the beauty of the campus now compared to when I was a student. And it was pretty back then. And now I think when I look at it now, I just am so proud of it. And the quality of the student body. You know, we now have a student body whose incoming test scores easily exceed the Texas and the national average for incoming students. So the quality of the student body has improved over time. So, you know, when you ask me, you know, what's the difference, you know, a lot of things are the same. And a lot of things that are really important are the same. But there are a lot of things that have changed. And I think, you know, without question, changed for the best.
Great. Great. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. We're excited to be here, and have a great rest of the day. Try to talk to Jim Beaver. I hear a lot of good stuff about him. He's the bull rider. I believe that's his name, Jim Beaver. So try to talk to him. I'm excited about talking with myself. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The livestock judging team is an extracurricular activity sponsored by the Ag Department. The team is comprised of students interested in livestock evaluation. They participate in 8 regional and national competitions throughout the year, including the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Really interesting. Save people's lives on But that's and how many are on the great. But no, yeah, the dot section, we don't understand that. We don't want to have to look it up. Yeah, well, we're welcome to out here because we give our presentation in April, so the more people we give it out to, other than faculty members and students, the better.
At noon that day at Gibbs Ranch, a chuck wagon lunch was served. Steaks were provided by Nolan Ryan's all-natural beef. I tracked down Mr. Turner, the mayor of Huntsville, and so I'm excited that you're here with us today. You know, I was curious. You haven't always been involved in the political field and the political side of things. I was I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your story about how you became the mayor of Huntsville. What made you decide to take this route?
Well, sure. I spent 4 years in Saudi Arabia teaching architecture. And while I was over there, I became very aware of how important community is. And for a community to work, people have to get involved. And so even though I had never before thought about being mayor or being in politics at all, I saw the need for citizens to get involved. So 4.5 years ago, I ran for mayor, and fortunately I won, and I've been reelected twice since then.
Great. What is your relation to the school here as mayor of the university? Do you have any strong ties with the university? Is there a reason you like to support the university? Because when we were talking earlier, you did say that you try to come to as many functions as possible.
Absolutely. We're sort of like Siamese twins. Our future is very much tied to each other. The success of the university is good for the success of the city, and the success of the city is good for the university. And so I take a very active role with Sam Houston because, as I say, this is like our Siamese twin. I try to participate in the orientation. I participate in different departmental functions. My wife and I went to see the production of The Fantastics this week, which was a nice play put on by the theater department. And so we are very blessed as a community to have Sam Houston. And it's also very interesting of the number of people that live here that came here to go to school, and then they decided, hey, this is a pretty good place to be, and so they stayed here. But even more exciting is the number of people that come here, go to school, then go out and see the world and say, well, my years in Huntsville were some of the best years of my life, and they come back here to live. So I want to put that off to you as well here, go away, see the world, but remember that there's always a place for you back here in Huntsville.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming out and speaking with us. We're glad that you're here. We're glad to be here.
And happy birthday, happy 100th birthday. I don't think I will be here for the 150th, but for those that will be, keep me in mind.
You'll be here for the 200th, maybe not the 150th, but the 200th.
I already have a booking for the 150th, but the 200th I'll put on my calendar.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. These women, former competitors, joined forces to make lunch at Gibbs Ranch. They have competed against each other in baking competitions across Texas. These women have been baking for 15 to 20 years, and one is a blue ribbon winner. The Gillette Brothers, Guy and Pip, who actually are brothers, are a traveling cowboy music duo. They also were handed down a family ranch many years ago. These brothers love traveling to play music and run the ranch back home in Crockett, Texas. They have played at many venues and traveled to many countries, including Japan, where they represented the state of Texas at the World Expo.
Girls on Little River are plump and they're pretty. On the Sabine in the Suffolk, there's many a beauty along the road. Girls by the score, Never will ride back as a snowball. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Many a river that waters this land. As I went out walking one morning for pleasure, spied a cowboy out riding along. His hat was thrown back and his spurs were jingling. And as he approached, he was singing a song. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little old hills, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little boogies. You know that Wyoming will be a new home. It's early in the spring when we round up them doogies, mark them and brand them and bob off their tails. Round up the horses, load up the chuck wagon, and throw them doogies out on the long trail. Whoop-tie-oh, and long little doogies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Some boys, they go up the trail for pleasure. That's where they get it most awfully wrong. They have no idea the troubles they give us as we go driving them doogies along. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Your mother was raised way down in Texas where the gypsy wheat and the sandbirds grow. We'll fill you up on with prepare and joy till you are ready for Idaho. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies, know that Wyoming will be your new home. Well, you'll be soup for Uncle Sam's engines. It's beef, heat beef, we hear them cry. Get along, get along, get along, little doogies. You're gonna be beef steers in the sweet by and by. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies. Your misfortune, none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies. You know that Wyoming will be your new home. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies. Your misfortune and none of my own. Whoop-tie-oh, get along, little doogies. You know that Wyoming will be your new home.
Well, I was worried that we could have rain.
You know that Wyoming will be your new home. There was a cowboy that became a medicine show man in the towards the end of the 1800s. He was a very successful in the patent medicine business, and in 1897 he came out with a book of cowboy music, half cowboy songs and some other folk songs, and then the other half were testimonials to his product. And so it was interesting to us that the cowboy, as early as the 1880s and 90s, was already being used as a tool to sell a product. Long before the Marlboro Man came along, they were selling products with using the cowboy image. And Clark Stanley and all the medicine show folks, there was lots of music connected with those medicine shows, and they'd come to town, and we'd like to do one goes like this.
I've got one of those testimonials here if you want to hear it. Yes. Dear Mr. Stanley, my husband was violently insane and thought he was Louis XVI. But after taking only 2 bottles of your elixir, he is greatly improved and now only thinks he's Louis XIV.
Exactly. There you have it. So, in honor of the medicine show, folks, here we go.
But I graduated with honors, so that shows you how well I did. I wound up taking a few courses over. It's like
So, folks, now comes the portion of our show.
Thank you for joining us for the centennial anniversary of the Agricultural and Industrial Sciences Department here at Sam Houston. I'm Brooke Bortz. Hope to see you again next week.